Good evening, everyone. My name is Manish Chauhan. I'm the co-founder and CEO Agroguardian Services Private Limited, that is AgroSplash. So let me tell about what is all about Agroguardian. So in 2019, we started Agroguardian Service Private Limited as a supply chain company. Later on, we evolved into a full-time agtech company, that is AgroSplash. AgroSplash is basically a subsidiary from AgroGuardian Services Private Limited. So how we started AgroSplash? The thing is, in 2019, we started it as that supply chain of fruits and vegetables. During this particular time, we felt a technology gap in the industry. We were dealing with a lot of middlemen, buyers, traders, the entire value chain, farmers. So what we thought, yeah, these guys are doing really great. People are blaming middlemen, traders, that they are commission agents. They are making the value chain long, and they are the reason behind the cost, everything. But the thing was, those were the guys who were doing everything for agriculture. They were they're the reasons you were getting the fruits and vegetable on time in your plate. If this system is not new, people are trying to eliminate this system. A lot of startups are there who are just cutting this chain. They're trying to make it short. The problem is we just need to optimize it. So we started AgroSplash, a technology enabler platform, which is basically agtech company who provide web development solution, agtech product development solution, and business process automation. I'll talk about our solution on the end of this presentation. So let's come to the topic: transformation of agriculture and agribusiness through technology. I won't talk about what we are doing. I'll just talk about the basics. Basics you need to understand: what is the current scenario of industry, how we are moving forward, what are the things needed for this particular industry to grow. These are some kind of things I'll be talking about this presentation. So if I'll speak about the agricultural ecosystem that is in India and the Western world. Western world means in the West, system is totally different. Let's understand what our priorities are in this particular segment. So if I talk about Western agriculture system, we have to understand in America, in Europe, in other Western countries, what people are focusing nowadays. We have clients. We have clients in India. We have clients in Europe. We have clients in UK. We have clients in US, all from agriculture to dairy, animal husbandry. We have all type of clients. So we understand what those priorities are in these countries. So first priority, what I personally saw is they are now chasing sustainability. That is sustainable production. So the thing is, they have crop systems, they have higher yields, they have science, they have everything. But the thing is, they are still behind the sustainability. The overuse of pesticides, the higher cost means the labor in US and Europe. You can't just imagine what the costs those people are getting. In India, we have a lot of billions of people and we have enough labor. The thing in such countries, US and Europe, is they don't have enough manpower. The cost of labor is just too high. The health part, if we talk about the health part, they're eating nowadays so much of that not so healthy food. So now they are chasing that health part and that safe food. That is standard safety parameters should be there in that particular segment. Overall, if I talk about sustainability is the key. Yield and everything, quality, yes, that is their standards from not from now. These were their goals 10 years 20 years back. We have to increase the yield. They are doing it, but still, what is the prime focus of these countries are sustainability, how they want to do it. Now they are using science, they are using innovation. They have really great scientists on that. They're working on this particular problem. People are using technology to get particular standard of produce. They are using they're optimizing their process by using technology. Now we have to talk about Indian that scenario, how we guys are doing it. So our prime focus and Western countries is totally different. Our demographics, our priorities, what we are looking to achieve is totally different from these countries. Our solutions, whether it is government policies, whether it is a startup like AgroSplash, AgroGuardian, Cropin, any kind of agriculture startup, we are focusing on small holding farmers, because most of our farmers and most of land holdings are with that small holding farmers. Because you just imagine, most of farmers use urea. Why urea? People blame India for, we are giving a lot of subsidies to our farmers. Urea is just free, not free, not so free, but the cost is so low. So Western countries and all other countries are blaming us for this particular thing. But the thing is, our power is just smallholder farmers, so we are able to feed our country. And second thing is, we are achieving that higher yield, increasing yield. And the next thing is farm income. So you might have heard, 1 or 2 years back, our government started initially doubling farm income. So there were a lot of, fund release under that particular program, and a lot of, brainstorming happened during this particular period. So many startups came with, innovative solutions, that that scientific solutions and innovative solutions on particular problem to solve this particular problem, that lower farm income. This is actually a problem, because my roots are in agriculture. I understand about this particular sector, how it is working. My father is also a farmer, so I grew up in a culture where I have seen agriculture, and I did agriculture by my hand. This is something. So I understand the income part is so important. Doesn't matter you're increasing your yield by twofold, threefold, you are reducing cost. In the end, you have, what does matter for a farmer is that paycheck in those hands. If you are, producing bumper crops, in the end you are not getting fair prices for your produce in the market, then it's nothing. So I think in at that particular part, that agriculture fails. So let's understand the segments in this particular industry. Who are the stakeholders and what are the stages? I'll talk about the just basics parts, what I understand about this. If we will simplify it, there are three parties mainly involved. First are farmers. We have to take farmers at the top, because without farmers there will be no food. And second are agribusinesses. It doesn't matter who they are: input companies, lenders, or insurance companies, fertilizer seeds companies, or any other company, maybe that farm linkages companies, advisories, and developing that solution development companies, any companies. Those are just agri-businesses. Let's understand like this. Even it's retailers, we consider them under the agri-business segment, to just make it very simple. And the and goal is consumer. Whether you are making produce, you are selling it in raw, and in the end, consumers are the king. They have to decide what to buy, what not to buy. So these are three pillars of this particular industry, agriculture industry, if we simplify it. Next thing is, what kind of businesses are there in agriculture. So to make it simple, I have divided it into two segments: pre-harvesting solutions and post-harvesting solutions. All these solutions, that whether it's seeds, fertilizers, farm machinery, or any kind of technology, these are called pre-harvesting solution. Means before harvesting, whatsoever things are involved, whatsoever businesses are involved in providing you all the resources, those are pre-harvesting businesses or pre-harvesting solutions. Next are post-harvesting solutions. Like for example, you have their the company's online marketplace. Ninja Cart is there. I'll take the name. Ninja Cart is there, who is enabling that farmers, connecting farmers and that buyers. And there are a few other companies like uh, Adani Fresh is there. who is directly buying produce from that farmers and selling it to end consumers. These are market enablers. Another companies like Nestle is there. A lot of other companies are there who is processing this particular raw material and converting into sauce, ketchups, and other finished products. So these are two type of businesses or solutions. Those are in this particular industry. And next thing about this, just one moment, ecosystem is what all is involved. If I spoke just pre-harvesting and post-harvesting. What a farmer is getting, or what all the value chain is. It all start with farm inputs, seeds, fertilizers, pesticides. This is very first business. Credit and insurance, equipment and machineries, data information advisories, like Ropin is doing right now. This is under that particular segment. And post-harvesting, packaging, logistic industry, marketplaces, processing, value addition, retail, like in the end we have to sell the produce, whether it is goods or whether it is your fruits, vegetables, or other basic commodities. So this is the entire ecosystem. In smart agriculture, agtech, we are just enabling this with technology. These are using nowadays the technology. If we talk about the farm inputs, decisions making, market forecasting, credit and insurance companies, they are accessing risk enabling equipment and machineries. They are using technology in it. Sensors. They are using sensors, that software and hardware integrations. In India, that is not nowadays not that popular. That it is popular in Western countries nowadays. The hardware and software integrations with your machineries and satellites and other sensors. This is way popular there. But the thing I'll talk about the drawbacks about this particular in next slides. So data information advisories, it is very popular in India, because in every 10 agtech startups, 5 are about data information and advisory or supply chain. So these are kind of solutions, or that in ag system where technologies are involved. Back days, everything was manual. You have to do a survey, it was manual. Nowadays, every technology is involved. Marketplaces, this is nowadays FPOs are selling their produce online, whether it is on Amazon, Flipkart, on their own portal. Processing and value additions, back the days, just an example, sorting and gradings of fruits and vegetables. It was a manual process. Nowadays, machineries are there. AI technologies, people are using advanced AI. Retail chain, QR codes are there. These are just infrastructure, digital infrastructure that is on the way on development. Let's what kind of solutions are popular nowadays in the world? What world is using in particular agriculture technology segment? So let's start with the basics. First is your websites and e-commerce. I'm just specifically talking about agriculture, agribusiness, and startups. The basic things they need is nowadays a website, simple website. This is where agri technology starts in business. And second is e-commerce. If little advanced, I'll talk about the agribusiness softwares involved in agriculture management, or that animal management, whether it FMCG. Everywhere people are using softwares, data analytics, CRM solutions, a lot of other solutions people are using nowadays to make efficient their process. The thing is, they have to optimize the cost. The cost is the king, because in agriculture sector, cost is so high. Like if you'll talk about the pharma sectors, the product will be ready in 20 rupees and you have to sell it under 200 or 300 rupees. It's not in agriculture like the same in agriculture. We have to understand. We have to reduce the cost in this particular space. So agribusinesses and agriculture companies, whether it is government, they are using technology nowadays. Wherever the capital is involved, they need to optimize the cost. They're using the CRM solutions and so many other solutions in this particular segment. And farm ERP solution. This is the key. The farm ERP solutions, that is monitoring, analytics, advisory. Just to make just an example, cropping is a ERP solutions. Farm ERP is a ERP solution. Next, Gen Next farming is ERP solution. Ag World is a ERP solutions. Most of leading tech startups around the globe are using ERP solution software. ERP solution. Why ERP? Because you cannot sell the technology to direct to the farmers, because technology is costly. You just have to sell it to that buyers or businesses. So there are companies who are fully doing this ERP and selling it direct to other businesses. ERP, in the end, all the solutions, whether they have to optimize their in-house process, or they have to help farmer, how that land management solutions softwares are there, your farm monitoring softwares are there, a lot of analytics advisory softwares are there, satellite imageries are there, sensors are there who are integrated with softwares. In the end, it will get that advisory in just few seconds, and you will just get an automated message on your phone. A farmer will get automatic message on their phone for the next steps, what to do, what to take care of. For example, if that blight is coming in potato, nowadays sensors are there. Nowadays a system, digital infrastructure is there who will just predict it. Predictive technology is there. Under ERP is so big. If I have to talk about whole day just on this ERP, it won't be enough. Next thing is supply chain solutions. Supply chain solution, traceability, visibility of your produce, tracking of your produce. This is in key. This is in trend nowadays. Consumer, I don't know, companies are saying this, but consumer wants to know where their farm produce is coming from. I don't agree with this, but still companies are using this traceability part. Blockchain is totally dependent on that, dedicated to that traceability and your supply chain in agriculture space. So these are most popular kind of solution what agri startups and agriculture industry is using nowadays to avoid the risk, to optimize the cost, to even increase the yield. For example, you have scarcity of water, you have to manage your water resources. So there are sensors there, that moisture sensors are there integrated with softwares. So if you have to if the resources are scarce and you have to make best use of those resources, technology is the key. And those Indian companies, I really proud of Indian companies. They are doing really great job in this particular segment. Earlier, this particular part was there in Israel. Israeli agriculture was so that influential for the whole world. Nowadays, Indian companies are doing that part, and a lot of Western countries I have seen people copying the Indian startups. I won't take any name, but I have seen companies just copy and pasting in their particular space in their own region. So I really proud of our Indian startups that they are doing really great job in this particular segment. So technology is not all alone enough. We talk about technology, but we don't have to forget about science. We don't have to forget about innovation, because multidimensional integration, all these three parts: science, technology, innovation. This is the key. By 2050, we have to double our farm yield. This is the United Nations, that predictions, and world that FAO's predictions. We have to double our that productivity, that farm productivities and farm yield, because there will be more people we have to feed our future generations. So all the solutions we are building now is not only for the solutions for today. People are thinking why this technology is needed, because farmers are doing enough. Just see 20 or 30 years later, it will not be enough. The cost of produce will be too high. There will be more people. India started exporting wheat recently. You have seen the wheat crisis there. They were very, they were enjoy, yeah, like we getting quality of wheat from Russia and Ukraine. Nowadays, just see the crisis. Just by, your dependency on for a particular commodity or on a particular nation or particular region. Who knows the geopolitical, things, how the things gonna be in 20 or 30 years later. So we have to understand the whole scenario. Like we have to be self independent or self dependent. So integrations are so important. The problem I have to admit, the technology and sustainability is not so cheap. The costs are involved. UN has predicted that we have to at least invest 3 to 5 trillion in global economy to just make sure to fight climate change and sustainability. 3 to 5 trillion. Indian economy is that 5 trillion. So just see how much investment it need. Why we started AgroSplash is our mission is to just reduce the cost involved in this particular space. Because earlier there are, companies, there are not specific companies but doing this job in this niche. There are generalized company who is doing it for everyone. AgroSplash is a company, niche based company who is doing it for agriculture only. We want to reduce the cost of these solutions, whether it is web development solution, whether it is software development solution for agriculture. Because so many startups are, flourishing under the Startup India, and especially agriculture startups. Initially, they don't have enough team or resources and knowledge how to build this particular, they have the zeal, but they don't have the expertise in it. We have the expertise in technology and agriculture as well. I am from core agriculture and my co-founder is from technology. He has worked with, Fortune, at least 10 Fortune 500 companies previously in US itself. So he understands technology so well. We are on the mission just to reduce this particular cost. So what our solutions are and why we are doing it? We have 3 solutions. One is website development and product development. That is software development for agriculture. We do it just for agriculture, not for any other industry. And there are very few in the world who is doing it. There are 1 or 2 startups in US, and we are, leading startup in India who is doing these solutions for just agriculture. So ag web development and e-commerce development are our main portfolios. And second is ERP solutions and CRM solutions that I earlier talked about, why they are important. And why we are doing it, I have told you the cost, because agencies are there who is demanding young entrepreneurs 20 lakh rupees to build just an app, to build just a platform. They don't have such budgets. Earlier startups in India, I don't think startups have budgets of 10 lakh, 20 lakh. They just have budget of 1 lakh rupees, 50,000 rupees. They just start with very small amount, maybe 5 lakh rupees. These are maximum 10 lakh rupees. People like me, young people like me, and collaborated 2 or 3 guys and collecting some capital to start. It is not easy job. So we just want to make it easy for them. Sometimes they have hard-earned money. They will just go to a agency and developer to a developer who will just build anything they ask. They don't know technology-wise initially what they need. So we are there to guide them how, because we understand the industry basically, how it works. A guy who has done his UG under that computer science training, he know all about technology, but he don't know ABCD about this particular space, agriculture. So our whole team is mix of agriculture and technology. So we're doing this for especially our agriculture industry. If you have any question, you can mail me, at Manish@AgroSplash. You can, to know more about a company, you can visit on agrosplash.com or you can connect me on LinkedIn. And my number is also here. Madam will share with you, I think with all the participant of agriculture information. And I just want to interact with you guys now. So let's stop sharing now.
Thank you, Mr. Manish, for the detailed presentation.
Thank
Now
you.
I'll take up some questions.
Sure.
Hello, Manish. How are you? Mayank here.
Hi, sir. How are you? I'm good.
I'm fine.
Thank you.
So I've shared some questions on chat.
Mr. Mayank, first I'll complete few questions, then I'll take up your questions.
All right.
Okay, yeah. So the first question is, who are your target customers and in what way does your business help farmers and agro entrepreneurs?
Yes. To be very specific about our particular segment, we are not selling direct to the farmers. We are doing it business to business. Our prime target customers are global agribusinesses, not even only in India. We are targeting global agribusinesses who are lagging in technology part. So this is where we are working on.
Okay. Next question, in terms of technology, what is different about your company compared to others in the industry?
Yeah. If I'll talk about other companies who are our competitors. So I recently got a call from my Indian entrepreneur from USA, and he told me, Manish, I found a company in USA who build that websites, web solutions for this particular agriculture space. And I don't understand when I have to integrate the website with my platform. They also having a platform in backend. They don't know, they don't even understand how it works. If I have to make changes, they are just eating my head. They are asking this and that. So I have to take a lot of calls with them. If I'm and after working with us for a few weeks, he just told me, Manish, you made my work like 70 to 80% easy, because I don't have to tell you what to do. Your team and you just know how actually technology and agriculture is integrated in a platform. This is some basic things that are we are different from our competitors. Our direct competitors are other IT companies. We don't have big players in agriculture industries or agriculture niche. We are just competing. Because the industry is so big and very few people tapped into. We have that first mover advantage.
Okay. So in India, any competitors?
For now, there is no major competitor in this particular niche. In US, yes, there is one or two companies, and UK there is one company only who is working on this space. And about ERP solution and product development, we are world's first who on dedicatedly to this particular niche.
Okay. Next question is, what are some big challenges you have faced as CEO at AgroSplash?
Challenges specifically, I want talk about AgroSplash. I have to, for the challenge, I have to talk about Agroguardian first. Agroguardian Services Private Limited. So what challenges I faced earlier was because I have seen 2-3 things in this industry. People are that overrating things. They are making agriculture so complex. Why I'm saying this? For example, I'm talking about I was working with the company. I won't name the specific company. They just need premium produce. Sure. And they want to follow that particular international standards. So we procured a lot of tons of produce for them from just in Himachal only. That was apple produce. The later stages, the biggest challenge in this industry was the payment challenge, because you don't know when the other party will default. So we have to make the solution to cope this problem. This that where capital is involved, lot of businesses are defaulting. They'll just buy produce of crores, and in the end they'll fail to pay to in the end consume that end party, that is farmers. So this was my biggest challenge, because we have paid money from our pockets, which was taking us in loss. So later on stages we understand how to use technology, how to make our policies like that. So we have to take all the payments in the advance, because we used to have pay in then to farmers. This was our challenge initially. At AgroSplash, things are going very smooth for now. And I think challenges, specific challenges in AgroSplash will be to make that traditional agribusinesses understand why they need technology. For example, if a Aadhati is working there in not Aadhati, simple buyer is working in particular region, we have to tell them how you can get a market, better market access. Why better market access? He will be having a wider range of end buyer and that traders in his connect through a website, maybe through any other platform. So we have to integrate these players with technology. This is gonna be challenging part in our business. Hello.
Yeah, okay. So now we have the last question here. Please tell us about yourself and how did you get interested in agriculture?
So be very specific. I have told like I am a farmer son. My father is a farmer. He's an apple farmer. He left his government job uh, just to do farming. So inspiration is at home only. I did my bachelor's in English first, then I opt for my second bachelor's in agriculture itself, and later on my post graduation from National Institute of Agricultural Extension Management, Hyderabad. So my background is completely from agriculture. And why I tapped into this entrepreneurship, I haven't went for a job. I just started it with one of my partner and my brother, like Pradeep. He was doing a job in this technology industry, and I asked him, let's do it something in this particular industry together. So we joined hands, and yes, AgroSplash and Agroguardian is there now.
Okay. And when did you start up this?
We started in 2019.
2019. Okay.
Yes, I was in college final year and we started this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just 2 years, not very old. Okay.
No, we are not so old. Just we are
Yeah.
learning.
Okay. Okay. So now we'll take up the questions from the chat box.
Sure.
I think you can also see that. Yeah.
So I'm seeing a question. Land and animals are also stakeholders. Yes, definitely. How we can forget land and animals? They are integral part of this entire farming system, because without land and animals, no farming system will be completed. I always talk about generating alternate income for farmers, because farmers, if our Indian farmers will do farming alone and they won't tap into this animal sector, they'll fail. Why I'm saying this? Whether it is a that goat sheep raising in Himalayas, whether it is honeybee raising in plains, whether it is another poultry farming, if we are integrating this with agriculture, and definitely there will be multiple revenue stream for a farmer to sustain. Otherwise, sustaining as a farmer is gonna be so difficult. This is.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. See, when I say land is a stakeholder, we should see the land's requirements not from a revenue angle.
Right.
Because if we are seeing the land requirements from a revenue angle, then again we are thinking we as a stakeholder.
Agree.
When I say land is a stakeholder, I mean what the land requires.
Right.
Land requires soil ecology.
100% agree,
which
sir.
Doesn't come from cash cropping and monoculture.
Definitely. So I 100% agree. 100% agree with you. The thing is, why I'm talking about the revenue part, I'm taking in the perspective of farmer, because a common Indian farmer or a globe, they have to just, they're just seeing what revenue I'm getting. What you highlighted very important part, what it requires. Definitely, without soil, understanding the soil ecology, we are just depleting our soil, nothing else.
Correct. So farmers also, this focus of revenue is something that we city people have given this focus to them.
Absolutely.
Right. That is not the way our farming used to happen.
No.
And we did some rough calculations and we understood that the amount of land is sufficient to feed 20 billion people.
Right.
So there is no food scarcity. The food scarcity is coming because of the excessive commercialization and excessive monocropping and cash cropping.
Right. So
we have to rethink our ways of living life rather than teaching the farmers to focus on revenue generation.
Right.
And we are putting the load of our revenue generation onto the land and the animals.
Multiple streams of revenue, what you were suggesting. Right.
Yeah, go for biodiversity and go for open grazing. See, what is also happening because of cash cropping is that we are growing robotic style farms, like square areas in which you grow only one thing. Right. And then if you can't have open grazing, because the cows will go into that and they will eat up that. So since you're thinking of revenue, you will try to put the cows into a cow shed and block them, like sort of trap them, right?
Right.
That way the cows are not happy. And you rather as a farmer has to cut the grass and take it to the cows. And then you have to take their waste and make them into manure and then put it in the farm. So it's too much of effort that the farmer is putting.
Agree.
Whereas in a food forest, you don't have the focus on the revenue generation. You're able to have biodiversity, and then you're able to leave the cows for open grazing. Then with the fact that they are walking, that the grooves itself does the tilling also. So it's called no effort farming. This is what we need to get back to. But like I would say that if you're really coming from the soil and as a farmer, but I think even your father, you mentioned, was growing only one monocrop, that is apples. So maybe just if you check with your father, the previous generation or the previous generation, the previous to previous, they were not into monoculture.
Right.
So if we can work together on that, that'll be great. Actually, then we are truly treating the land as a ecosystem, as a stakeholder. Otherwise, we are just mining. We are calling it agriculture, but we're just mining. We're just sucking out of the land and the animals.
Absolutely agree with you. The thing is, why my father was kind of entrepreneur mindset. So he earlier started in 90s, doing the biodiversification. So he raised that poultry earlier and animals and your sheep raising and all the integrated platform. We did it at commercial level in 90s only. So I 100% agree with you on this particular segment. What we need to do to fix this problem in the part of production segment, because I too, raising this question on my LinkedIn. You just check my LinkedIn, you'll see this. I told people are focusing just on cash crops and not on the other sources. How we can raise alternate sources? There are Rajasthan. If you'll go Rajasthan, there are a lot of potential places where farming can happen, but people are not doing it. They're just wasting the land, because that has potential. So
I think what the solution is that if we don't change the land use pattern based on revenue,
right,
rather the revenue requirement can be met by immersive and responsible tourism, which can be built. Which can be built using natural housing, which means that's not a cost to the farmer. He can use the bamboo and the mud and the stone and the sand and the cow dung to create beautiful habitats, which can then you can grow the food forest, okay, as far as the land is concerned, but use little space for the habitat, natural habitat, and then bring in the city people and say, come here, experience the living food, the living waters, okay? And that per night you can charge 10,000 rupees. In 1 month, you can earn about 2-3 lakhs, and the whole year you can earn 20-30 lakhs. You can double, no, not double, 5 times the farm income, actually.
Right. So the thing is, I am from Himachal only, so I understand the potential of tourism, what potential it own itself. So I'm on the way to Kullu Manali. So I see thousands of tourists just spending thousands and lakhs.
Not that kind of tourism.
I'm just saying
party
people
type
are
of tourism, but I'm saying immersive tourism.
Immersive tourism. So I agree. We just have to, those people have the, spending potential. If I have to talk pure that commerce, so those people are who will spend actually on this particular kind of business models. So we just have to, start a campaign on this. It's not only a private company; it should be at government policy level.
Governments have at their tide, they have to listen to the UN agendas and the climate change hoaxes and all that. So they are busy with all that. This is something that we have to do. And one more thing is, whatever I'm telling you doesn't require investment. The beauty is you don't require investment because you have all the materials from the nature. You have the soil. If you can just remediate whatever damage we have done, okay, with that you can create the beautiful habitats, and then it's just money coming in because of immersive tourism.
No, I agree with you because unless farmers have enough resources, income streams, if he has to just dependent on the cash crop streams, he'll just fail. He'll fail. You just see the example of Maharashtra. Farmers are producing in abundance. People are just focusing on producing high yield, more and crops. What is happening in the end? The market is just crashing because there are too much of produce there. Because that is only one stream. There are no crop diversification. There are no alternate source of incomes for those farmers. So what I believe, I 100% agree. I'm not that 1% is. I 100% agree with you.
I'm really happy that you agree to what I was saying.
Right.
So think about it. I'm available for collaborations.
Sure. I'll work on it.
I've left my number. You can get back to me on that.
Sure, I'll copy it.
Sure.
Okay, Mr. Mike.
Thank you so much for giving the time.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. I'm sharing the contact information now in the chat box.
Please share.
Yeah, and other participants, Krish and Viresh, if you have anything to ask or anything you would like to share, you can let us know here. Otherwise, we'll wrap up the meeting. Both are in mute. You can unmute yourself. Okay. I think nobody has any questions. So yeah. So I'm assuming we have come to end of question round.
Yeah.
On behalf of agricultureinformation.com, we like to thank you for a detailed presentation and answering all the questions in depth. And we also like to thank all the participants for joining this meeting. The meeting will now be closed.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Thank you.